Hey guys! Today I'm here to talk about some classic video games that continue being a success until today. The beginning of everything was with the cathode ray tube amusement device, a missile simulator. It couldn't be simpler. Then video games started to develop very fast, opening new doors with new technologies, making every dream come true on the screen. I've chosen some classic video games. It's possible to say that they are almost my top 11 of 20th century. Yes, 11, because I've chosen 11, that is it. Let's start with... Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 is the best arcade game ever. It's epic. It was released by Capcom in 1991 for arcades and after for Super Nintendo. Street Fighter 2 was revolutionary. Different from the first, this made it possible to use multiple characters, each with their own fight styles, combos, and special attacks. This game also came with multiplayer combat. These innovations were the mainly responsible for the huge success of the game. As an authentic fighting game, the objective is to defeat your opponent. If the time runs out and both are with the same amount of life, or the opponent knock each other out at the same time, it's declared a tie, and a new round will be played until sudden death. Bugging the game's code made it possible to apply other special attacks while performing one, unstoppable special combos. This combo system was later adopted as a standard feature of fighting games. The game has received many prizes, including the best game of the year in the following year since 1991. Pokemon Red and Blue. They were the first Pokemon game ever, launched in 1996 in Japan, where they were originally named as Pocket Monsters Red and Green. Yes, Red and Green, not Blue. The Blue version was created after Red and Green, but the Green didn't come to America, Europe, and Australia. A year later, a special edition was released, the Pokemon Yellow. For those who don't know Pokemon, they are creatures with superpowers which are trained for battles by humans as in sport. The games take place in the region of Kanto, where humans and Pokemon live. Many different regions with many different Pokemon are shown in the following games, but our focus is on Kanto, where there are 151 different species of Pokemon. In the game, you are a Pokemon trainer whose objective is to defeat the 8 team leaders, then the top 4 Pokemon trainers in the land, the Elite Four. Another objective is to complete the Pokédex, and to do this, you need at least to meet every 150 Pokemon. The 151st Pokemon, Mew, is available only through a glitch in the game or an official distribution by Nintendo. The creature was originally added by Shigeki Morimoto as an internal prank and wasn't supposed to be exposed to consumers, at least not until Nintendo decided to distribute Mew through a Nintendo promotional event. However, in 2003, a glitch became widely known and it could be exploited, so anyone could obtain the exclusive Pokemon. The antagonists are the Team Rocket and the player's childhood rival. You battle them many times during the game, finishing with the Team Rocket's evil plan and maintain your honor winning your rival. Have you ever thought why Pokemon neither die nor bleed? It has been done by the designer Satoshi Tajiri to not instigate violence. The idea of the series appears from Tajiri's childhood hobby, insect collection. While growing up, he realized that insects were disappearing with the urbanization increasing. Then he tried to bring this hobby inside kids' house on video games, the pac-man. Tetris. So famous and so simple, it's the same game since 1984 when it was released, and continues making success until nowadays. Mainly because of its combination of difficulty and players' abilities, turning the game always a challenge and away from boredom. The name Tetris came from two words, tetra because every piece is formed from 4 segments, and tennis, pageant of the developer favorite sport. The game was created to test a new hardware from the computer center and was supposed to be just an inside game. However, versions of Tetris were sold for a range of 1980s home computer platforms as well as the arcades. It was also the hugely successful handheld version for the Game Boy launched in 1989 that put the game on the list of the most popular games ever. Now it's available for almost everything: computers, consoles, GPS receivers, mobile phones, portable media players, and so on, even for Nintendo DS. Super Mario World. It's the best game of the series for me. You didn't even need to buy it, because it was published in 1990 as a pack-in title for SNES, like the Wii Sports for Wii, but 100 times better. The story begins when Mario and Luigi agree to take a vacation to a place called Dinosaur Land, after saving the Mushroom Kingdom in Super Mario 3. However, while resting on the beach, Princess Peach disappears. Then, searching for her, they found an egg, Yoshi's egg, who told them that his dinosaur friends have been imprisoned in eggs by the Koopas. Mario and Luigi soon realize that it must be the evil King Koopas Bowser and his Koopalings. Mario and Luigi travel across 7 worlds to save the dinosaur land. Each of the 7 worlds features fortresses controlled by one of the Koopalings, and the player also battles Bowser in his castle in the 7th world. This game introduced new power-ups such as the Cake Feather and the Power Balloon, and marked the first appearance of Yoshi, Mario's dinosaur's partner, in Riding Mound. The gameplay was similar to the previous titles, but with new several elements. In addition to the running and jumping moves found in past games, the player can float with the aid of special items and execute new types of jumps such as the spin jump. The game has been sold 20 million copies worldwide. Of course, it was included with the console, and is considered by many Nintendo fans to be one of the best games ever made. A curiosity fact is that Mario's first appearance was at Donkey Kong, where he was known as Jumpman and was supposed to dodge barrels jumping. Your name, Mario, was an honor to the Italian director from the USA Nintendo. Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat is a fighting game series based on realistic graphics and violence include blood, so much blood. This aspect shocked people in 1992, being different from everything ever seen. The first game was released in 1992, and the second, which I'm going to talk about, in 1993. This game was available first for arcade and after for multiple consoles. The gameplay of Mortal Kombat 2 is an improved version of the one from the original Mortal Kombat, a classic fighting game. New moves and special attacks were added and due to the game's speed, it was easier to perform combos. New playable and non-playable characters were included too. The franchise is famous for its fatalities, that are lethal finishing animations performed by the winner of the combat. The Mortal Kombat 2 introduced multiple fatalities, as well as additional non-lethal finishing moves to the franchise. The abilities, turning the opponent into a crime babe, friendships, a non-malicious interaction such as dancing or giving a gift to the defeated opponent, and additional stage-specific fatalities. Sonic the Hedgehog. Who is Sonic? He is Sega's Mario. Sonic is a hedgehog with an incredible speed. He was created to be the new Sega's mascot, but not any mascot, they want the best. Therefore, in 1990, the designers had a mission, creating a character as iconic as Mickey Mouse. After choosing the attack movements, the designer Oshima brought up Sonic the Hedgehog. Oshima has admitted that he created Sonic's basic design by combining Felix the Cat's head with Mickey Mouse's body. He also said that Sonic's shoes were colored red through the inspiration of Michael Jackson's boot on Bad's album cover and the outfit of Santa Claus, whom Oshima saw as the most famous character in the world. The game was the first from Sonic's franchise, released in 1991 for Sega Mega Drive. The gameplay is simple. You collect rings as a form of health and jump and attack using one button. The stages are full of springs, slopes, high falls, and loop-the-loops. The objective is to save all the animals' friends and finish with Dr. Eggman, who is attempts to steal the 6 Chaos Emeralds to harness his power. To do this, he trapped the animals from South Island in robot capsules, where they turn aggressive. Crash Bandicoot. If you have had a PS1, you have certainly played Crash. The game is a PlayStation classic and one of its best sellers. Released in 1996 and developed by Naughty Dog, Crash Bandicoot is an epic adventure game. The game is based on Crash's effort to stop Rio and Cortex plans for world domination and rescue his girlfriend Tauna. To do this, Crash must travel through 3 islands, defeating monsters and escaping from every dangers. The big success of this game is based on 2 aspects, the 3D perspective and the fun. The 3D perspective because it was an innovation when every game was in 2D. And the fun because even Die is funny, with awesome animations. Because the player would be forced to constantly look at Crash's butt, the game was jokingly called Sonic's Ass Game. The character was based on the mix of Sonic and Taz, and his name came from his habit of crashing boxes, so Crash crashes. Another curiosity is that his girlfriend was inspired in Pamela Anderson, the porn actress. Pac-Man. I don't even need to say that it's a classic, I just need to say that it's Pac-Man. First released for arcades in 1980, and it was so successful that it's considered an icon of 98, and even the most famous arcade game ever. So famous that it became a social phenomenon that sold a large amount of merchandise and also inspired, among other things, an animated television series and a top 10 hit single. The gameplay is simple, you need to eat all the packed dots and survive from the ghosts. However, the game wasn't that easy. Each ghost has its own personality in order to keep the game from becoming impossibly difficult or boring to play. The red one chases Pac-Man, the pink and the blue try to position themselves in front of Pac-Man, and the orange has random personality, but it chases Pac-Man most of the time too. The character was half inspired on a pizza missing a slice and also came from a simplifying and rounding out the Japanese character for mouth, Kuchi. is a bomb. It was created in 1983 by Hudson and continued being a success to today. It was first released for home computers and now it's available in almost every platform. The history is about the adventures of a robot creator of bombs who tries to make his world, the word Bomber in the galaxy Bomber Nebulous, fairer and tries to become human. The goal is to complete all the levels and destroy all the enemies, but nobody uses it or is used to play the career mode. The most famous and favorite mode is the multiplayer, with co-op and versus options. I'm sure people will always continue spending a long time playing it. Bomberman, increasing the strategy concept of the games of the period, creating a new visual style and gameplay. Then that is it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more about video games, watch the other videos in our channel.